Hey everybody, what is up? Wavejump here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over the 1.13 snapshot a bit more again. Now you may be wondering, why the heck are you covering this again? You made a video last time and we all clicked out halfway through it because it was way too long and boring. Exactly. That's my point, is I made a video I realized that ended up being really long, and I don't know exactly how entertaining it was to all of you, and I kind of wanted to be more thorough in my covering of it because, to be honest, I don't even really know as much. I didn't really even know what had changed very much, and I think I did a really bad job of covering it before. So I'm going to be covering basically most of the 1.13 command changes, and general changes, rather than just doing what I did last time, which was looking around on the snapshot and pretending like I'm knowing what I'm doing. Sorry, by the way, that I know that this video looks really low resolution and weird. There's not much I could do about that. It has to do with just how much my computer can handle, and especially when I am in a snapshot where I don't have Optifine, lag is imminent. I'm really hoping that by the end of the year I'll be able to have enough money to buy a new computer. That actually brings me, of course, into thanking Shatter and Metanoir on Patreon for supporting me, because they are helping me work towards getting a new computer and funding the server, and they are amazing. So, of course, as always, thank you to them, and if you want to be one of those people that helps support me, you can go to patreon.com/wavejump. Anyways, let's go ahead and check this out here. Now, I should also mention, by the way, I haven't watched anybody else's 1.13 videos still, just because I don't want to get influenced by them. But I have been looking at like the wiki and all that. So I'm going to be going through the changes based on the wiki here. And here we go. Okay, so by the way, one thing I've noticed so far here in 1.12, or sorry, this latest 1.13 snapshot, and currently I am in 17W46A, is that when you press T and you go to ahead and type a command, for example, let's do the help command, you'll notice it no longer blacks out half of your screen, which is amazing because it was really annoying that I was doing that last time. Now, the help command can still use some help, no pun intended, but, you know, it's a better execution of it than it was before. So, you know, I'm not going to complain as much about it as I did last time. You know, it seems easier to use, or at least it looks better, but I'm still not a huge fan of the whole interface. We'll have to see how it is when it's all polished and done. Alright, anyways, starting off here, I think I mentioned last time possibly that the game was updated to WJGL3, which is a new kind of game library, lets it run a bit faster and smoother, I believe. Really doesn't really make much difference for us as normal users. I did mention, I believe, that the horse model was updated. Now, I think I saw somebody say that the horse model is updated again for this snapshot, but I could be wrong because, again, I'm not really actually watching these videos. I may see the titles of them, though. And yeah, the horse model has definitely been updated. You could definitely tell if you were to compare the 1.12 and 1.13 versions of them side by side that they do look different for sure. And they're better, I think. But yeah, let me just get rid of these guys. Let's see, does that work? That does work, okay. One of the cooler things that I've seen while I was looking through these notes here on the 1.13 wiki is that apparently when you go ahead and type a command, if there's going to be an error with it, it'll always tell you beforehand, which sounds fantastic because that means you're wasting less time. So for example, if you were to type an incorrect command or something, it'll tell you in red text. Let's see, if I were to do scoreboard, you know, players, or whatever, or scoreboard, players, you know, it all, as you could tell, it's a lot better and more accurate. Also, you could press tab at any point in your command, and you'll go ahead and you have some autofill stuff, and then you can just click on what you want. So, for example, sorry about that. You could go ahead and type in / and press tab, and then click list, and then press tab again, and there's nothing you could do else with that command, so nothing else pop up. And they're one of max 8 players online. That's actually something I didn't know, which is apparently now you can have a maximum of 8 players in a single player type hosted world. So I guess the idea is for servers you would be able to have more, but not for LAN hosted worlds, which seems kind of interesting to me. Moving on here, A lot of commands are case sensitive. I think I might have mentioned this last time again. and commands are a lot faster and more efficient overall, which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of case sensitivity, but again, the whole efficiency is fantastic. By the way, before I forget, I do want to mention I do have plenty of suggestions for videos now, so thank you to all of you for doing that. They're not necessarily command suggestions, but they are a bunch of different things for me to cover. And so, you know, some of them I'm waiting until I'm able to record on a faster machine. Some of them just will take a while to research and record. And in fact, this one I kind of procrastinated and I'm recording it the day before it's supposed to be out, which, by the way, I didn't actually look at my sub count today. Let's take a look at where we are. I am, as you could tell, I did not hugely plan this video out. But of course, it's more planned out than the last one. Thank you, as always, for 857 subscribers. By the time this video is out, it might be 858. It might be just still at 857. Who knows? But as always, thank you all for that, and happy early Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, that is. If you are watching this when it comes out, and happy late or current Thanksgiving if you're watching it at a different time, or yeah. Anyways. Moving on here. By the way, I do know that I missed my 850 subscriber special. I don't know if I'll do anything for it, but I feel like it's a bit too late for it now. So something interesting is, right, I think I mentioned last time, success count is now result. And what's also nice is that, of course, hopefully that means that using, what is it, the stats command, or I think it's a stats command. I can't remember exactly the command, to be honest. Hopefully that command will be much more versatile and easier to use, but I don't know if they've changed the syntax of that yet, because I haven't gotten there yet. One thing kind of interesting is that now functions are completely like looked through when you load the world, essentially. So what this means is that if you have something wrong in your function, so say for instance you typed a command wrong, it'll tell you immediately when your game loads. Now, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really even ever used functions very much, with the exception of the one video I made on them, and nor have I used custom advancements, which, by the way, that's one of the videos I'm planning on eventually making. But I would imagine if you are somebody who loves to work with functions, that could be fantastic. Let's see here. Right, looking through. I'm probably just going to cut, actually, until the next thing. Okay, something kind of interesting. So, what you may have noticed before is if you were to try and give the Ender Dragon an effect using the effect command, it would do nothing. And this was something that happened to me frequently because I would want to go ahead and just, you know, insta-kill the Ender Dragon. But you couldn't really do that. You'd have to use like entity data or a ridiculously strong sword, but even still, I think there was like a damage cap. So, yeah. So what it'll do now, if you're, say, for example, to try and give the Ender Dragon an effect, it'll go ahead and fail. So it'll actually tell you that it failed and didn't do anything. So this will tell you for that, or it'll tell you, for example, if you go ahead and try and put a weaker effect onto something that already has the stronger version of that effect, because, you know, the stronger version would overpower it, so it wouldn't do anything. Moving on, though. Modify item, as I mentioned before, isn't in yet, but that's going to be used to replace at least one or two commands. Entity data. Interesting. I didn't actually know about this one last time, but it's now replaced with data. Now, I don't know if the exact syntax is the same, but let's take a look. Okay. Whoa. So yeah, it's definitely not the same. So let's see. If I were to go to data, get entity, Wavejump games, I don't know what path is. Whoa, okay. So as you could tell, it went ahead and gave me entity data for myself, which is really cool. So it gave me sleep timer, hurt by timestamp, all this information. Now, I'm wondering if you could edit players' entity data, because you used to not be able to do that. But actually, I don't know if we are able to. Let's check that out, actually. So if I were to go to data, let's see again, let me go to the help command for it. So let's see. So I'm assuming I do data. Actually, I don't even know if I can do it now. I'll go over the I command when I get there when looking through the list of these here. Experience, I think I mentioned last time, /xp now runs the same command as /experience. They're both, you know, instead of just being /xp, it's now /experience, kind of. Fill's changed, function is changed, game rule no longer accepts custom game rules. Let's see, kill now requires a target, so it won't just automatically kill you. Locate will always now give the y coordinate as 64. And I'm assuming, by the way, part of the reason for that is for like command stats. So we mentioned before that it'll go ahead and like give you back a result sometimes. And I have a feeling what that is partially for is, for example, for the locate command, you go ahead and automatically store like the X, Y, and Z values and teleport players to that or something. I'm not totally sure. I haven't used command stats a lot, but so that could be pretty cool to be able to go ahead and do a lot more automation with command blocks, and I'd totally be open to that. Next off, data tag was removed from scoreboard. I think I may have mentioned that last time. Sorry about that. Oh, something I forgot about, or just didn't know about last time, was that stats is no longer a command. Funnily enough, I've been talking about this a lot, but it's part of execute. Yeah, I think this was mentioned last time, but I've forgotten about it. So, and it's also only result in success anymore, or there's no longer all these random stats information, and it all is part of execute. So you do / execute, whatever. Let's see. Team. So instead of doing scoreboard teams, they've actually gone ahead and split it up a bit. So what you would go ahead and do is you do /team add, and for example, let's do wave, or actually let's do wave in lowercase and then wave in uppercase. So now I've created a team called wave in uppercase because the wave part at the end was the display name. So what I could do then, for example, is to team join wave, and again, you could put a username at the end just like before, or you could just do it and it'll join you, which is fantastic. I do like that they kept that functionality. Scoreboard objectives, actually. Let's see, if I were to go team option wave. Oh, wow, okay. That's kind of cool, so you could go ahead and look. Alright, something I definitely did not expect to do in this video was to find a crash. So it turns out that if you go ahead and type, for example, /team option, /team option, wave, and then you have to go and scroll on this list, it looks like your crashes it. I'm not going to try that again, but that's what happened last time, and it just crashed my game. So yeah, that was not great. Team option wave color. Let's see. Okay, cool. Can I scroll on this list? Okay, good. I can't scroll on this list without crashing. Whew. Okay. Also, for some reason, I feel like I've been I don't know, my audio sounds weird. Let me just check this really quick. Okay, never mind. It looks like it's fine. I'm just making things up apparently. Let's go ahead here and say click on green, press enter, update the color for team wave to green. I like that it shows up as green in chat like that. If I type test, awesome. Now, if I were to go ahead here, to scoreboard objectives, sorry, set display, sidebar dot team dot green maybe. And actually, let me go ahead and create an objective. Let's do scoreboard objectives. Add. It annoys me, by the way, that it adds a space automatically when you press tab, because I was used to pressing space myself, and so now I'm adding extra spaces, which is breaking it. Scoreboard objectives add example, dummy example, scoreboard players, set Wavejump games, Wavejump by T, example, let's set that to 1. Example for Wavejump by T to 1, and let's go ahead and try that. There we go. So yeah, my name shows up on the screen, just kind of interesting. Oh, simple. Moving on here. I don't, by the way, know how long I've been recording for now. Like, so I mentioned argument types a bit. I mentioned, let's see, block syntax are a bit different. So, for example, using brackets to go ahead and set blocks out and all that. I'll go over that eventually when I go ahead and create, my official 1.13 changes video once 1.13 comes out. Something kind of interesting is that, for example, if you want to go ahead and give yourself a stick with a display name, what you go ahead and do is you say give yourself /give Wavejump by T stick, or sorry, Minecraft stick. Oh, I guess you just do that. Okay, and then what I would go ahead and do is I would do display : and I may have to add Minecraft : before, but name quote, example, and there you go. Gave one example to Wavejump YT. Now, I actually do kind of like this because I think it makes a lot more sense to go ahead and have the modifiers to the command itself right there. The reason why is that it was really confusing beforehand, just like which order you'd put stuff in and where you'd put it, and it was inconsistent across commands. And so this, for me, seems like a really easy way to do it. You know, whatever, right? Regurgert. Apparently that's a thing now. Everybody type that in the comments if you made it this far in the video. Regurgert. Let's see. So something kind of interesting. You may have remembered if you went to video settings, I believe, there's this option called 3D anaglyph. And when you pressed it, it was basically for if you had like those blue and white like 3D glasses or something, I believe, it would go ahead and make your game seem 3D. Never used it. They removed that option completely now. Now when you go ahead and go to controls, you may have seen that that instead of saying like button 1 or L button or backslash or whatever, it goes ahead and updates what the key or mouse button or whatever actually is called, so it seems a bit less ridiculous looking. The default resource pack can now apparently be moved up and down here. So let's see if I were to go ahead and add my wave pack. I could go ahead and move default above that. I don't know why that would matter. And sorry for the lag because of that, probably. Sorry about that. If there was any random lag there, I really should have thought about that before turning on my texture pack. But I was going to mention anyways, I don't know why you would need to go ahead and move the default texture pack above a texture pack when you can just stay with the texture pack, but I guess you can do that now. Now there is some stuff here that is supposedly planned, but that isn't actually added in this snapshot yet. So first off, blocks. So trapdoors, buttons, and pressure plates will be able to be made out of all 6 types of wood, supposedly. So what that would mean is you could take, for example, some spruce wood, and theoretically, I think, make different varieties of pressure plates, which would be kind of cool. At least I would assume. Modify item, of course, hasn't been there yet. Or hasn't been included yet into the game. And some plan changes. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and look here. Block metadata. Numeric block metadata will be completely phased out in favor of block states. Now, you may know that, for example, if you're, theoretically, they phased out block metadata a while ago and with block states, but, you could still give yourself a wool with, a value of 14 to go ahead and give yourself some red wool. So theoretically, they'll eventually completely replace that so that you could just use block states. I personally kind of like numeric block metadata because I think it's fast, but I could imagine why they would remove it. Customizable crafting recipes will supposedly be addable, or will supposedly be a thing, but this is also a feature that's supposed to be added in 1.12, so who knows if this will actually happen. Reportedly, there will no longer be an upper limit of the block ID, which is kind of interesting. And of course, with this kind of block data and stuff being removed, damage values, give, clear, and replace item will no longer have a damage value parameter, which will be kind of interesting, and damage values will be moved to a new damage tag, only used by damageable items in their tag. So if you want to go ahead and give yourself a diamond sword with a data tag or damage value of 1, what you would currently do is you'd do give at P diamond sword 1/1. But what you do instead, you do give at P diamond sword curly bracket, by the way, this is without a space, damage :1, close curly bracket, space 1. I don't like that as much, but whatever, let them do what they want to do. Blocks are currently separated by variant and all that will have their own IDs. So actually this I really like. I didn't actually know about this one until I read over it just now. But I was just mentioning red wool actually, funnily enough, and that's the example that's used here. So rather than going ahead and using a variant called wool color equals red, you just go ahead and give yourself red underscore wool, which to me, I would love that because it would make things so much easier than having to deal with variants or numbers. I never really understood why that wasn't the case in the first place, but anyways, removing the block entity for flower pots, mob heads, and note blocks. So I guess note blocks and flower pots and mob heads will no longer kind of be treated as like entities or as whatever they're called, tile entities, it seems. I don't know exactly the details on that one. Block data will be removed in favor of /data, so that /data command will also encapsulate block data. And I should, by the way, probably check that my audio here. I just accidentally resized my game, which restarted my recording, so alright, sorry about that. Anyways, what I was going to say here was I should probably check my audio levels, but now I've checked my audio levels, and it looks like it's getting a bit loud, but we should be good. /play sound will be able to tab autocomplete custom sound events, which sounds awesome. Tab autocompletion for everything is something I'm in favor of. There will be no such thing as item data value or item damage value 1.13. So damage will always be part of MBT, or damage will be moved into MBT data where applicable, and any other information will be a property within NBT data or a separate item. Unconfirmed features. So this is stuff here that was mentioned or showcased by developers during the development of 1.13. And here we go. So first off, you will be able to hopefully change biome-dependent colors. So what this means is, for example, if you're in a swamp, you may notice that the grass is like a different color, and the sky is a different color. So you'll be able to change that hopefully without mods, so in a texture pack or something. The new arrow notation to go ahead and use coordinates based on the rotation of entities. I thought this was confirmed, but apparently not. It's kind of a different type of coordinates. We'll see if it gets added to the game. I'll explain it. The ability for the recipe book, which I don't even know if I see it in creative mode. Darn it, I forgot you have to do game mode survival now. The ability for the recipe book to show smelting recipes, which would be nice. The ability to create customizable furnace recipes, possibly change the design of the recipe book, suggesting tab completions will be added at command input, not sure what that means. And instead of having /save all, save on, save off, which if you're a server owner or have ever used a server, you may know are always very confusing, those will be replaced by /save, /save enable, /save disable, which sounds much easier. The /ban IP, pardon, and pardon IP will supposedly be replaced by other commands. Now, I don't personally care too much about them changing those commands, but I think given that ban has been a thing since forever, I'm not a huge fan of it being changed. And there have been, of course, a bunch of random patches and, of course, bugs added, like that scrolling one that I found earlier. But anyways, I'm not going to be making a video for every single Minecraft snapshot because that would get a bit ridiculous. And in fact, I would already have missed one because I missed the B snapshot of whatever it was, like 17W45B or something. But I will be covering the snapshot changes of every once in a while, and I will, of course, at some point be back to making normal tutorials. I did just want to go ahead and cover this for a couple of various reasons. Sorry, I'm a bit sick right now. But as always, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Happy Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, everybody. And as always, thank you to Shiner Bet on Patreon for supporting me. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I pump out content, everything from this to command tutorials to, you know, even actually something I should have mentioned at the beginning of this video is I have a programming tutorial out on my other channel. And a YouTube tutorial, and I do all sorts of stuff. Anyways, point is, if you're interested in different tutorials, I do them, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Once again, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Bye!